break this chair because I'm bigger than it's designed for.
I mine's kind of broken.
Like, so when I first got it, I've had to break it in a little bit because it's got like the
Mm-hmm.
bucket seat effect where it was like pinching my thighs. So
Right.
when I first got it, I've had to break that in a little bit, which spreads it, right?
Yeah.
And then if I put my arms down like this, here I guess I can move
No,
over
I
here.
feel you. So it leans back how mine is, right? Like, see how far my chair is leaning back now just because of how I sit? It should be like up. I mean, I'm not gonna break this chair and I'm gonna use it, but I know what you mean.
I haven't had that much issue with the back part, and mine reclines actually, so it's got a
Yeah.
good mechanism for that. But look at my armrests, right? So
Oh
this
wow.
is like kind of in, and then I relax my thighs, they go out, and then if I put my arms down,
Uh huh.
not even more. And I'm like, eventually I could see these arms breaking.
Yeah, that makes. I can
Because I'm
see that.
just bigger. It's not even like I'm that heavy. Well, I might even be over the weight max because some of these chairs really are only rated. When I start looking at office chairs, you know what the most common weight rating for an office chair is?
Probably like 200.
180.
Are you serious?
Swear to God, look into it. If you like, just go to Amazon, go to Staples, go to wherever, and look up office chairs. The most common weight rating for an office chair is 180.
That's
So,
insane.
I got I found a chair that was big enough for my employee David. You can ask Dalton how big David is.
Uh huh.
He got to meet him. David, when I think I started working there, was like 340, and he's been
Nice.
losing weight. He's at like 315,
Good for him.
320.
Yeah.
And because his A1C was really high, he's 50 years old, and his A1C is really high. So his
Mm.
doctor was like, dude, you need to get this under control or you're going to be diabetic. But so, anyways, he broke a chair. The arm completely snapped off it over time. And my boss walked in one day. I was like, "What the fuck with your chair? Like, order a new one." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, I've actually been looking at them. Unless you want another one to break, this is the kind we need." It was $500, but the weight limit on it's 350.
I want to buy a Herman Miller chair, dude.
I don't
Those
know.
are apparently like really fucking nice chairs, but
I told him I
oh
was like, this chair is $500, but the weight max on it's 350. It's very like highly ergonomic,
yeah, it's
adjustable, all this
worth it.
stuff. He's like, buy two of them. I was like, fucking deal.
Ooh! It's
So
like, yes, sir, I
I
got
have
it.
I have one in my office that's heavy duty. Here's the thing, because their weight limit is 350, they technically are supposed to recline. I have to like throw myself backwards to try and get
Oh,
it
I
to
bet.
recline. It's awesome. That's an interesting little thing though. Is yeah, if a chair for guys that are us like bigger than average,
Mm,
'cause I'm not getting down to 180 even if I'm really in shape. I would look unhealthy at 6'4". I would be like tiptoeing the anorexia side of the BMI or whatever.
yeah,
Um, so no matter what, I just need a bigger chair than that.
I feel
I don't
that.
know how long this one will last, but
Nah,
we'll see.
you're
Hopefully it
good.
lasts a while.
You're good. You ready to go? I have made sure that I've clicked the record button.
Good call.
Listen, no more YouTube exclusives as of right now at least.
This episode won't be a
No,
YouTube.
for sure, 100%. So, hello everybody. Welcome to Slam's Fist Fact Podcast. Rick, how are you doing, sir?
Good, brother. How are you?
Oh, dude, great. Stressed for time today, but now I have finished what I have to do. Um, that way we could record this without me feeling like I am stressed as shit. So I figured it out, and that's why we're recording on a Friday. For everybody that doesn't know, I know we usually record anywhere from Saturday morning to Saturday night, but we're doing Friday today because I'm going on vacation tomorrow, and I'm not going to get to see anybody. So much love, much rather have vacation than having to record this. No offense to any of you listeners out there, but I need this vacation really badly. So it
Everyone
be
boo him in the comments.
it
Boo.
be what it be. I'm going to where my brother last week said is overrated. I'm going to Disney World. If you can't tell by my little Mickey Mouse dad hat that I got going on right here. Bought it just for Disney World. It cost me $6. Go out and buy your Mickey Mouse hats, everyone. But but Rick, starting it off, coming from our friend Mac, who's a longtime listener. What are you drinking?
Mountain Dew today, man. It's still pretty early in the day, and just gotta get some Mountain Dew to get me through it.
I feel that. I feel that. I actually had a Mountain Dew today, like a real Mountain Dew. So good,
Yeah,
so good. None of that sugar-free crap. But I am,
the nectar of the gods.
yes, yes. I'm drinking the second nectar of the gods, and I'm drinking coffee because I can't go like 5, 6 hours without coffee. I have an addiction to coffee. I'm drinking my coffee today is from Ethiopia. Um, yeah, Ethiopia with a little bit of honey in there. Really good. My lovely wife bought me that coffee subscription that I think we talked about, and this month was Ethiopia. I'm getting one at the end of the week for March that I think is from Costa Rica. I'm not completely sure, but either way, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to try new coffees.
I can't remember if we talked about this before or not. More of a dark roast or a lighter roast kind of guy.
All right, so I have the facts for this. I like I like medium roast, which is weird.
Wow, what a fucking in betweener you
Listen,
are. I asked,
listen,
are you a
listen.
darker or lighter?
If I'm choosing dark or light, I'm going dark roast.
There we go.
But medium is superior to everything. Do you know why?
Yeah,
Why?
because the lighter the roast, the more caffeine that it actually holds. The darker the roast, the more bold of flavor you get in
Exactly.
retention.
So I
So
want,
that's why you ask your coffee drinkers, do you just go really hard for the caffeine or do you
yeah.
go for the flavor?
So it's like I like the boldness and like the dark flavor of coffee, but I also need caffeine. So like I feel like that medium is like a good medium for me. it's a good it's a good thing. I like medium to light because I am more of a pro caffeine than pro taste, but I still like the taste, so that's why I'd choose medium over light.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think some things that I really, enjoy and like to try to preserve the taste of. Sorry, I got a lot of weird light stuff going on because my window.
No,
But
you're good.
um, but sometimes you just drink something just to get the effect. If
Yeah.
you're drinking, for me, it's if you're drinking the coffee, it's for caffeine. If you're drinking the booze, it's for the get a certain mental state out of it.
Yeah.
It's not really always about flavor.
There's only one drink in life that you drink to enjoy, and that's Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew. I agree. Yes.
Because look at it this way, you have to drink water to survive. You don't want to be dehydrated. You have to drink
There's
water,
water in Mountain Dew.
and not even going with water. Like say Gatorade. I'm not just gonna pop up to my fridge and be like, you know what, I want a good tasty Gatorade. No, I'm parched and I just beat somebody's ass in some sports ball. Okay, like or I'm like, or I just came back from the gym and I need some electrolyte. Like I'm drinking Gatorade. I'm not just drinking Gatorade for fun. The only things I drink for fun are Mountain Dew. I drink alcohol for fun, booze,
That's the
and
only reason to drink alcohol.
yeah,
Because back to my argument,
and coffee.
if you, oh, oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I'll hold what I was about to say.
Why?
Moving into
Why?
this week in history, I
Why?
don't, I don't want to spoil something. I don't want to spoil something.
Okay. Okay. So, but yeah.
So moving into this week in history, what do you got?
All right. So, my first thing, 1942. The huh?
Said sweet,
Great
not a
year.
repeat,
Great
not a
year.
repeat.
The Battle of Los Angeles occurred. Many people don't know what that is because it is not well known in history. I know about it. Um, it was a bunch of sirens and air raid sounds, and airplanes took off around LA fighting because they thought, and this is in the midst of World War II, they thought that LA was being attacked by the Japanese. So for about 7 hours in the middle of the night, it lasted through the day, there were planes flying around, air raid, sirens, lights shining in the air because they thought there was a Japanese attack that they eventually proved did not happen. So that happened.
What were their grounds or basis for thinking the Japanese attacked
I
LA?
didn't look into it. I think there was an airplane that they couldn't tell what it was and they thought it was that and it ended up being like a commercial liner and it landed. But Hey, whatever.
Hey, better safe than sorry.
True,
Okay.
true, 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 true. Um, my next thing, this might be a repeat. Do you have a year of 1836?
No, I don't.
Oh, 1836, the Battle of the Alamo happened. They were
Remember the
they
Alamo.
were besieged for 13 days until March 3rd or whatever 13 days from now is, before everybody, including Davy Crockett, perished. Remember the Alamo. Anybody that ever visits San Antonio, I lived there. The Alamo is very lackluster unless you like history. I will tell you that right now. It's in a really nice part of San Antonio. It's right near the Riverwalk, which is amazing. There's a bunch of good restaurants and bars and shops there. But the Alamo itself is very lackluster unless you thoroughly enjoy history, because all that's left there now is a church, a little garden, and then there's like little pillars of where the outer wall of the Alamo used to be. Very lackluster. I was disappointed but really excited to see it at the same time, if that makes any sense, because I'm like, I love it. It's history. I thoroughly enjoyed its American history, but I was also kind of like, where's the cannons? Where's
I
the
remember the I remember the
yeah.
Snapchat videos I was getting.
Yeah, I was lackluster. And then go ahead. I have one, but I want to save it for last.
Okay, we're gonna work backwards here. So we're gonna go 1868. Johnson becomes the first president to be impeached.
I saw that. I about wrote that down actually.
Do you know how many presidents have been impeached?
4. Yes. Yes. Johnson, Clinton, Nixon. Oh no, Nixon resigned before he did. Damn it! Damn it!
And then,
And then
then
Trump.
another. Yep. And then there's a few interesting facts around that. One, Trump is the only president to be impeached twice.
Yeah,
And
and he stayed in
the other
office.
fun fact, yep. The fun fact is the other one is that no president that has been impeached left office, because Nixon resigned because he knew he would actually get kicked
Yeah,
out of
he was gonna
office.
get kicked out. I forgot it. Fuck, dude. I
All
almost.
three, all three that have been impeached stayed in office. So what are we even doing? What is the criteria for impeachment if you're not already pretty certain you're going to be able to kick him out? What is the grandstanding, the ceremony? It's I think it's a little silly personally. So 1868, Andrew Johnson becomes the first president to be impeached.
Shout out to Andrew Johnson, Raleigh, North Carolina president.
1803, Marbury versus Madison takes place. It was ruled that an act of Congress can be declared unconstitutional. Created the judicial review process. So, 3, we finally get a checks and balance to balance Congress from our judicial branch. History nerd, that is very important to our foundation now, because you learn in school like checks and balances, but they didn't all come out at the same time. They weren't
That's
all
true.
present from the very beginning. And so Marbury versus Madison, very important Supreme Court case, actually. And
Yes.
that's all I got. You said you had one more?
I agree. Good old John Marshall, Chief Justice during that. And represent.
Represent.
Yeah. So since I can't talk about it this week or next week, since we won't be on, this week coming up is a forward a couple days from now history. It's my dad's birthday. So I just wanted to give a shout out and say happy birthday, Dad, that I love you and thank you for being awesome. So that is my
I'm sorry,
last.
we can't do birthdays anymore.
No, that's not a birthday. That's history, because my dad is a legend, bro. So I just want to shout it out there. Happy birthday, Dad. But yeah,
Papa McManus.
yeah, Papa McManus, good old Harry. Fun fact, if anybody, I'll post it on Slam Sos Fact Instagram later today. My dad looks exactly like Richard Harrison from Pawn Stars. Throwing that out there. There is
Not a
here.
bad comparison. It is not a bad comparison.
Have you seen the picture that I've posted before? Oh,
I don't
Rick.
think so.
Oh, I'll pull it up right now.
I've seen pictures and or video.
And you've met my dad.
I've met your dad.
So my dad,
Fun fact: I did meet him at your wedding.
That's very true. Yeah, he had to be there. Um, listen, I posted this picture in 2015. This is my dad, My dad looks the same. Well, my dad has a full beard now. He doesn't have a goatee anymore. But I'll just send it to you.
I can't see anything you're about to hold up here.
I just
Neither
sent it
will
to
our,
you on Instagram. But
neither will
everybody,
our friends on YouTube.
everybody that can't,
It's a
whatever.
little better.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
I
Perfect.
sent it to you on Instagram. Look at it. He looks he looks exactly like Rich Harrison. It's awesome. Um, hot takes. Do you have any?
Yeah.
What is it?
So I was just telling Brandon before we started recording that I just got my CPR recertified. I've been CPR certified for years. Um, and I personally think, I don't know how hot of a take this is, but it has to kind of be hot take because we don't currently do it as a society. I think it should be in the mandatory high school curriculum for high schoolers to get CPR certified, driver's ed, and tax class. Like, I think we've put a lot of emphasis on math, science, and to a decent degree, English, like language. And a lot of people do talk about this sometimes. Have some more real world stuff for our kids, but we don't really put that into action. 100%, I believe if you put that mandatory high school curriculum across the country, our society goes in a better direction.
I agree.
Everyone's CPR certified, better
DeSantis
drivers.
just signed something about it in Florida. DeSantis, the governor of Florida, just
Yeah,
signed something to where, like all high schoolers have to take some sort of financial class.
which is a great move, great
Yeah,
step forward.
yeah. There's a lot of
I'm saying,
controversy around him, but that move is pretty solid. Like,
yeah, I think you're stupid
I
to
didn't know
argue
how to
that.
do my taxes. The only reason that I knew how to do anything financial was I got a job, starting at 15. When you can start working in North Carolina, and my dad and I got a debit card and a checking account, and my dad made me for every purchase balance a checkbook. Even if I was just making purchases on a card, he made me write down my starting balance of the month and write everything out. That way, at least knew how much money I had, like physically on paper. Now, granted, everything is modernized now to where you can track. I got a spreadsheet that I track everything on now, but it's still the same process. Is I'm still doing this, and I didn't. The only reason I learned that before being out of my parents' house and into college was because my dad taught me that. So yes, financial class, I 100% agree. CPR, yes, I am not CPR certified at the moment. I know how to do it. I have been CPR certified before. I just currently am not. But I know if somebody's choking, I know I could at least do the proper thing to attempt to save them. Some people would just break their ribs or be pushing their stomach by accident or something odd.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying, and just like you just said, right? That's a perfect example. You're not currently certified, so it is what it is. But that training before, you don't just completely. You might be rusty, but you didn't completely forget everything. So if
Like,
you at least
yeah,
make everyone learn at least once, everyone's a little better off.
agreed.
Driver's ed. Some states already have rules about having driver's ed. Like in North Carolina, even though it's required, you actually have to do it curricular. Like you have to do it outside of class.
Yeah,
Ours was
you're
after
taking
school, or you
classes
could
at
do
like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and
yeah, we could either do it after school or during the summer. It should be like a seventh period class, or if you're a block schedule, fourth period class,
right.
and they should be able to offer it because you'd have better drivers, more people that know what to do in an emergency situation, people that would know how to get through life better doing
Yeah,
taxes.
I had such a hard time doing driver's ed in high school,
The
just
sports,
because of sports. If it was a
yeah,
class, that would have saved my life because, like, especially, let's see, so you get your permit at 15, so you're taking that sophomore year, right?
that's the earliest usually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I took it.
because you're an older
I
freshman.
think I took it sophomore summer going into junior year. I think, but like, fuck, dude. Like, I have baseball. I had baseball in the summer too, and it was just hard to do. Just
Yeah,
very
no,
difficult to do.
it is tough for sport like athletes or anyone. And I don't want to just say athletes. Anyone that already has extracurriculars or a job, it can make that demanding. So that would really help that, and it would just. And that's even saying like North Carolina, I think is already a really good example as far as they make you take driver's ed. Some
Hmm.
states like Louisiana, when I lived in Louisiana, you turn 16 years old, you can walk into the DMV, and if you pass that test, you have a license, not
Yeah,
a permit, a license,
there's
and that's
also
scary.
some states to where you can do driver's ed to get your license at 16 or whatever. But there are some states that if you just don't get it at 16 and then you turn 18, you can just go to the DMV and get your license then too. It's crazy.
Hmm.
There was a there's a girl at one of the in my work that I went to go visit, and she's trying to get her license right now, and she's older. And I was like, luckily South Carolina doesn't do this. And she was like, yeah, she has to take the test and everything. And she was like, yeah, she goes, I wish I lived in the state so I could just walk into the DMV and get it. I was like, but you can't, because you need to fucking know the road signs. You need to know how to parallel park if you have to. Like, shit, man. It is what it is. But no, I agree. I like that hot take. It's a hot take, and it does take away, just focusing on the driver's ed part, it does take away from like having another class, but it's just for a semester. Like I could not. I took like 5 gym classes in high school, like team
Yeah, I
sports
took 3.
1 and team sports
Yeah.
2. Like I could not take one of those, and I could take driver's ed instead.
Yeah, you take electives in high school,
Yeah,
regardless. You take electives.
just
Like
make
we have to take, like in North Carolina, you had to take 2 years of a foreign language, or 2 semesters, depending on if it's block schedule or year round. You had to take 2 foreign language classes. You had to take other electives. I mean, it just would be so easy to say, CPR freshman year, taxes sophomore or junior year,
mhm.
and either junior or senior year take driver's ed.
Yeah, just the required health PE class that you have to take ninth grade in high school. Add CPR to that PE and health class. Make that the health part of it. Boom,
Boom.
you're done.
Problem solved.
Exactly.
We're here to solve
Exactly.
the world's
Yeah.
problems,
And
slammers.
foreign languages, I took 5 semesters of foreign language, by the way.
I wish I would have taken more, to be honest. I really started to enjoy French, but I waited to the last minute like a
I
knucklehead, so I only got two
I
semesters
I
in.
took I took Spanish 1 in the 8th grade and went all the way to AP. Yeah, and then I couldn't take AP Spanish because AP classes you have to have at least a certain amount of people, and there were only like 3 of us that signed up to take it, so I had to take a different class instead. But I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was awesome. Highly recommend it. Can I speak Spanish? Yes, barely. I can under I could understand it if somebody came to talk to me, but me speaking back, I would still sound like I'm taking Spanish 1 in the 8th grade.
I hear that. I
Um,
hear that. I have a better ear for French than my mouth can
yeah, yeah.
portray back.
Because you don't conjugate verbs when you're orally when you're doing it like orally versus like writing it down and stuff like that. And there's slang and all different types of shit. Um, I don't have a hot take. Well, I guess I have a hot take today. Well, kind of, whatever. I took, and I know you know what this is because I know you listen to Joe Rogan podcast. I bought Alpha Brain,
Really?
and I took it today.
This podcast is not sponsored.
It could be though. If they
It
want
could be.
to, bring it because so I was talking to Amy last week. I have a hard time focusing, remembering things. Like we'll be watching a movie and I'll just be on my phone and she'll be like, "How do you understand this?" Cuz my mind works like 900 million different ways, right? I was like, "Oh, it's just ADD, whatever. I can do it. I understand the movie. I'm on my phone and I'm 90% of the time I'm probably texting you." And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "You should
Same.
go get prescribed Adderall." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to because I don't like how it makes me feel. Like I feel really jittery, like you grind your teeth. Like I just don't like I feel like I'm focused if I take it, but I feel like a zombie." So I was like, let me try this alpha brain crap that Rogan takes. Like he takes like first off, I was listening to a podcast from him the other day. He takes like 6 of these a day. The required is 2. It says take 2 a day and you should be good. Bro, with my breakfast today, I have I took 2 with my breakfast today and I feel fucking amazing. Like like I don't feel super jittery like if you take Adderall or Vyvanse or whatever, but I feel like I am more focused on one thing. Like at one point I was like, all right, I got to vacuum the house. And if I vacuum the house, bro, I'm trying to listen to music. I'm probably also like making food at the same time. I vacuumed the house. Didn't stop, vacuumed each thing. Didn't even have my phone, didn't care where my phone was, anything. So, my hot take of the day, I guess, is one, Alpha Brain's awesome. I think you should try it. Maybe it's just a placebo effect for me because I wanted it to do this, but I'm going to take it all this week while I'm in Disney to see if my memory and focus gets better. Two, my hot take of the day is, maybe you don't have to go to the doctor to be prescribed something because there are other healthier non-prescription remedies out there, if that makes sense. Because all this stuff that I'm reading in here, it's all natural stuff. It's just a bunch of vitamin B and like a bunch of different scientific words that I don't know how to say. But it's nothing like, there's no like opiate in here or something. Like if you take a medicine that has like an opiate in it, it makes you feel a certain type of way. So maybe, hot take, there might be more natural things that are good for you out there in this little pill form than people think. I want to take like
Weeks
6 and see,
two,
huh?
2 weeks from now, Brandon's going to be pushing essential oils on this podcast.
One, no, I will never push essential oils. I will never push essential oils. But I feel like, so I bought this Focus medicine last year to try to take to like just kind of get my mind right because I was traveling a lot, working a bunch of hours, and it must have had something. It made me sweat hard, and this doesn't. I just feel like I can do things, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like I'm more focused on what I have to do, and that's it. I don't. Am I going to push this? No, but am I going to try it to see if it like, you know, 3 weeks down the road? Because I bought a month supply. You buy a month supply because that's just what's in the bottle. Maybe it'll help me, and I won't forget things as much, and I won't have to be on my phone, or I won't be like last night. I didn't take it. I knew today was gonna be the first day I took it because I had a lot of shit to do today. Last night, I'm watching a great show on Netflix called Ancient Apocalypse. I'm all about weird things. Watch it. It's pretty good. It changes your complete ideology on history of modern civilization. It's really good. Did you watch it?
I've seen an episode, I think, or it was something similar. I don't know if it's Ancient Apocalypse or I watched a different one, but I went talked about. I watched something I really liked that was about ancient civilizations,
Yeah.
though.
So it's Graham Hancock. I don't know if you've ever listened to any podcast that he's done with Rogan. I've also read a Graham Hancock book. He probably had. He's been on Rogan 12 times.
Oh yes, I've definitely listened to at least and if not two episodes of him
and
on it.
and so his philosophy is um common modern ancient civilization we have at like started at like 6,000 years ago, like 4,000 BC, 4,500 BC. There's signs and thought processes and all kinds of stuff that there was a modern civilization like 12,000 years ago, depicting on like different things that were built and all kinds of shit, and he's just trying to prove that. And hey, if that's cool, one, it does change modern civilization history forever if they do actually like prove it more than they already have been. But two, it's just cool to listen to other people's ideas and perspectives. Like he's going to
Hmm.
all these different ancient civilizations and all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's awesome. Alpha Brain, go for it, guys. I think I like it. I'll let y'all know after a week of Disney World walking around how focused I feel on finding. I'm gonna make it a thing to find all the hidden Mickeys, and I'm gonna take that and see if that's my one main focus, and let y'all know how many hidden Mickeys I find. Um,
Watch out for police stories about the random guy in Florida that got arrested at Disney World.
I do not want to be a Florida man statistic. I'll tell you that right now. Um, Rick, I don't know whose turn it was for a draft because the last 2 weeks we have
For
taken
you.
user submitted drafts. Thanks for that. Also, I will admit defeat to where it is. We put a poll on Instagram. Out of our three number one draft picks of Stubbing the Toe, Rick, I can't remember what yours was.
Yes.
Huh? Oh, yeah, running out of
Yes.
gas. And Traffic, which one was the worst inconvenience? Traffic finished number one, Stubbing Your Toe finished number two, and Gas finished number three. Ours were close. They were all close. They were all within like one or two votes of each other, but Traffic took the lead and nothing came up. So everybody that voted Traffic, I know who you are because I can see the statistics. Just know You're wrong. My brother probably texted all of you, even though I
I hope
know
you
he
stub
doesn't
your toe.
doesn't have your number, but it's all good. But I
As
have a
far as number as far as number one picks, I would have voted stubbing your toe because that was gonna be my number one, but I had last first round pick.
there you go. But you get number one right now, which is great.
It
Um,
is once I figure out what this draft is.
it's easy. That's why I didn't tell you what it was. It's easy.
Just so we all know that Rick's going in here cold.
He is, and Brandon has a list, so it might not be fair, but it's gonna be fun. Um, I wanted to
We're
do
doing
something themed to what I'm doing this week. So this deals with Disney. Richard,
okay.
I want you to do top 5 drafting Disney movies.
You didn't give me prep time on
It's
this,
a
bro.
Disney movie, bro.
There's hundreds.
Doesn't matter. I only wrote down like 10.
Okay. Are we? Is just any
Disney,
Disney?
the only thing that I will say does not count is Marvel and Star Wars.
Okay. That's what I was saying. Is like
Just no
anything
no Marvel,
Disney
no Star Wars.
animated?
Disney animated, Disney Channel original movies, any of that, whatever. I all of mine are animated that I wrote down except
Okay,
one.
so let's
Except
narrow in on
one.
animated. Let's animate. Let's
We
narrow
can
down
do
on animated.
animated, then I'll do this other one as an honorable mention then. So
Okay. Yeah,
top
yeah,
Disney animated movies.
yeah. Okay. Number one. I can't say it's easy, but it is
Is not
clear
an
enough.
easy number one, but there's like 4 or 5 that could be number one.
Yes. So I think this one just jumped into my head is clear enough because of what it was like one of my favorite movies ever growing up. Amazing soundtrack, amazing soundtrack. So you probably already know where I'm going with this. And
What'd you say?
Tarzan.
Tarzan. I love it.
Phil Collins soundtrack,
We
top
have to
tier.
we have to take one break real quick. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Just live. I'll cut this out of the recording.
You guys are watching live. Brandon's just a very important person. But yeah, Tarzan. Oof, what else? Trying to use this time as my draft picks now.
Nope. All right. Sorry about that. Going on a vacation. Some of us stress, others don't. Um.
Oh, what could he mean by that?
So my number one overall, you took Tarzan. It was definitely in my top 5. I'm taking Lion King as my number one.
Got it. Hamlet in animated fashion. Got it.
I love Lion King. I love Lion King. These it's a great. I just like you said, childhood, um, all that. Your turn.
Number two, I'm gonna go new age because I really think this is a absolute top tier Disney movie. And I love how Disney has explored more cultures and done a better job at celebrating those cultures than recent times. Anna.
Dude,
He's
fuck
just
you.
glaring.
I had it down.
Moana goes number two.
Moana. All right.
I
I'm
mean,
still.
you got a fantastic female lead. You got The Rock coming
I,
in
I
singing.
love
You got
Moana.
Pacific Islander culture. I love Moana.
Moana's great. I'm still going old, ish, and I'm going with another one that I absolutely loved as a child, and I am taking Toy Story.
Shit. I hate you. I hate you. Oh, duh, 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 duh. Okay. Okay. At least you didn't take this one from me. Please.
Well, Rick, you took it from me. I'll say
Yes.
that I do love Hercules. I do love Hercules. Um,
Oh
okay, my turn to take a
God.
strong female lead in a
Oh shit!
movie,
It's my next pick. It's
and
my next
I am
pick.
taking Mulan as my number three, baby.
Damn
I
it.
fucking love that movie.
Okay. Oh, damn. Damn. Okay. Number 4, Lilo and Stitch.
Mm. Ugh,
Ohana means family.
I love Lilo and Stitch.
Stitch, my top favorite Disney characters all time.
Two,
Experiment 626.
I love it.
He's my dog.
Okay, so I have uh three older movies, and I wanna hit the young crowd with this one, the hip and happening people. I'm gonna take another strong female lead, and I'm gonna go with Frozen.
Okay.
I love Frozen.
Yeah.
I think it's a great Disney movie, great summertime classic.
The moose, the reindeer carries. Sven's reindeer carries the movie.
I mean, Olaf probably carries the movie with the reindeer. Their relationship's amazing, but Frozen's a great movie, and you can't take away the impact that it's had with this younger generation of people that like Disney.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
Impact wise, it's pretty top tier.
All right. Don't take my
Now,
fifth one, bro.
oh, I'm throwing one right now that it is a steal this late in the
I
draft. It
have
is
a
an
steal
absolute
too, but if you take my steal, I would be upset.
add-in.
Fuck! Sorry for everybody that's listening to that with headphones on, but damn it, man.
What's
Oh,
funny is you were just probably so loud it didn't even register on my mic. It looked like you were screaming silently.
it registered on my mic because I heard it in my headphones. Aladdin, that's great. So
Yes,
you're
absolute
Tarzan,
steal, bro.
Moana, Stitch,
Hercules and
Hercules, and
Aladdin.
Aladdin. I got Lion
You took
King.
Toy Story.
Huh? I did take
I
Toy
said you took.
Story. I have Lion King, Toy Story, Mulan, Frozen. You took my fifth. Fuck, dude. All right. I have it down to two, and I
Only
don't know
one
which
missed.
one I want to take. I don't know which
Only
one would make you more mad that
You
you
better
did.
think. You better think because this is going up. This is going live. Who wins this draft? So you better really think about which one might put you in contention. Because I think right now I'm winning.
I have the one that would make me win, but you didn't say you said animated because you're a vagina.
Because otherwise I'm gonna be like Star Wars.
No. Star
I'm
Wars and
like,
Marvel out of it, but you could take
I
other
know,
things like the honorable mention of Pirates of the Caribbean. Boom, number one. Take
but
it.
like that.
It's a Disney movie. It's Disney. There's literally a Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Okay.
Okay,
All
it could
right.
have been like Smart
Okay.
House.
Okay. I'm taking one that I think Rick likes better than the other one, and that's the only reason I'm taking it. Rick can win this draft. He hasn't won one yet, so we'll just go
Whoa.
with it. I'm taking the Emperor's New Groove.
Ooh, okay, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I'm gonna take the Emperor's New Groove. I had it narrowed between that and Beauty and the Beast, but I was like,
Mm,
Emperor's New Groove would probably piss Rick off more, so I'm gonna take it. And I mean, the it's a funny movie. I like
absolutely, absolutely.
I like
You
the
know what?
movie.
You know what probably could have helped one of us win that we let slip through? I want to throw an honorable mention at Cinderella.
Cinderella's a good one, and I want to throw one of Robin Hood, the one with the fox, the
Oh
old
yeah.
animated one. That's a great one. And then one that I think is underappreciated, probably never makes just a two-person draft a top five, but I think is a great movie, is The Lost City of Atlantis.
Yeah, I really did like Atlantis.
But
And you
also,
could,
I'm pretty sure it's not a Disney movie. I think Warner Brothers made that. I'm not sure though. We'll,
yeah,
we'll have to look that one up. If Jamie can check that one real
it
quick, we'll
might be
figure it out.
Pixar. It might be Pixar,
Well,
and that's another
Pixar's still Disney.
because they bought it.
Yeah,
It
but
used to
Lilo
be.
and Stitch is Disney Pixar.
Yeah, but I think Lilo and Stitch was made after
Yeah,
Disney bought
look,
it.
look, Lilo. Fuck, you know which one we didn't say that would just have won as one draft pick is the extremely goofy movie. I
I feel
love
like
that
it's I
movie.
feel like it's underrated. I don't know if it would have let one of us win because I feel like it's underappreciated. Fantastic movie.
Yes,
Fantastic movie. I just
my
feel like
one.
it's not.
Yeah, I feel it. My one honorable mentions is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a great Disney movie. It's probably my favorite. It's not animated though, so we couldn't take it, which is completely fine. Um, moving on to
We
the.
just rewatched those
I love them.
because Wit didn't remember if she had actually watched all three, so we just watched all three over the past last week or
Right,
so.
right. Amy doesn't like them. Yeah, we're gonna rewatch them, and she's gonna change her mind. Anyway,
We're gonna rewatch them or she gets a divorce. I'm just
moving
kidding.
on to moving on to our last section, our lovely sports. Don't have much to talk about in sports. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. So one thing we had kind of mentioned is fell off seasons here, so we don't have a ton of news. You could talk about people that just got cut because of cap space. There's been a decent amount surrounding that, but what really is affecting teams right now, or the most affecting thing I think going on newsworthy in the NFL, around the Broncos right now. It is crazy. Everyone was waiting to see who on Peyton when he came back from suspension. Um, and Broncos obviously got Sean Payton. He's assembling a fantastic coaching staff. We were talking about some of the pieces of that. Most newly acquired piece is the new quarterback coach for the Broncos is 28-year-old Davis Webb. Is just last season the backup quarterback for the New York Giants. Perspective, he's a 28-year-old quarterback coach going to be helping develop 4-year-old Russell Wilson.
Who won't turn 29 until the start of the season or till the middle of the season? Who also was in college playing for Texas Tech when Russell Wilson won his Super Bowl. So
So that's interesting. And I understand you got to start lower on the coaching staff.
yeah,
So like that's a very sensible place for someone that wants to move into the coaching realm away from the players realm. It's funny enough how this one specifically is landing.
yeah, I agree.
In all the news around the Broncos pulling so much attention to it.
Russell Wilson can't go anywhere from up from his atrocious season last season. So whatever can help him, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't like Russell Wilson. So hot take of the day. I don't think he's good. I think he's a crappy person. But whatever. We'll throw it out there.
Crappy
He's
person?
weird, dude. Russell Wilson
Okay,
is
weird's not
weird.
crappy.
Okay,
Weird's not
fine. He
crappy.
might be a good dude and charitable, but he's weird, and I think he's a douchebag.
Say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers just
Aaron
spent
Rodgers
4
is
days
weird,
at a
and Aaron
cave.
Rodgers is a douchebag. Him and Russell Wilson are in that same category.
They're also elite
They're
quarterbacks.
elite core. Well, one is Russell Wilson had the worst season
No.
of his
Well, yes.
whatever. Look, I don't
Also
like
just
Russell
had a really
Wilson.
bad season.
Russell Wilson, come on here. We'll talk to you. You can change my mind. Um, I'm throwing some one news is this weekend Jake Paul finally fights Tyson Fury's son or whatever it is. That'll be good. I think I think this is Jake Paul because like I was listening to Rogan. He thinks Jake Paul's actually a good fighter. Good technique, good hitting, all that stuff. This is probably Paul's first test on if he can actually be an elite boxer because he's actually fighting somebody that is young and in the boxing world.
just say it's a real testament to see if he can be a professional boxer. All the other fights have been exhibitions
Right.
or against, people that are not actually true in the boxing realm. So Tommy Fury is going to be a really good test to see, really back it up. And I want to point out, whether you love or hate the Paul brothers, the way Jake has gotten into the boxing world is brilliant. So he's now set himself up where he's basically practiced
Hmm.
professional boxing while padding his career and his wallet, made a good
Yeah.
amount of money off these fights. And then now, finally, after 7 or 8 fights, is it? He's
Yeah.
actually getting his first real
Real
boxing
fight.
fight against a professional boxer.
Is going to be
Um,
good. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it'll be cool to see. Um, and secondly, with Jake Logan, his brother, is in the WWE, signed a contract with WWE, and look, I know the WWE is like, very scripted and fake, but those guys are very athletic. Some of the crap that Logan Paul has done in the WWE, watch it. That man is athletic as hell, and he knows how to work a microphone. He could be a stud in the WWE, which is crazy to think
Absolutely.
of. And it's cool to see. And Prime, their energy drink, either just signed with UFC or WWE, I can't remember which
Let's
one,
see.
as like the main sports drink, which is oodles of money they're doing it right. They
Yes, they
they're
are.
they're doing it right. Um, Two things that I
Yes,
want to good.
they got the rights as with being the drink, the hydration beverage, whatever, the UFC. The naming rights to the corners. So instead of just being like the red corner and the blue corner,
It's the Prime
a
corner,
sponsor by the Prime drink.
and I had them.
Um,
They're good. I like them. I like the drinks. Um, Two things I want to talk about coexist with each other
mhm.
in the soccer world. Because it's great.
So did something interesting happen in the soccer world, Brandon?
Something interesting happened, and I'm only going to talk about my team because I could care less about anybody else's favorite teams out there. Man United beat Barcelona in the Europa League. One, it's huge because Barcelona is a huge name. Man United's a huge name. They pull a lot of weight, but we've struggled the past couple years. So is Barcelona, but we beat Barcelona, which is great. The thing that makes it funny about that is we tried to sign one of Barcelona's midfielders this summer in the offseason, and he says, no, I only want to play for Champions League caliber teams, which we weren't, which I understand. But it's funny now. They get knocked out. They can't make the Champions League, and then we beat their ass in the Europa League. So, Frankie De Jong, I would still gladly take you on our team, but shut your mouth. Um, Secondly, this Sunday we play for our first trophy since 2017. We play Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, and we can win. They're without their starting goalkeeper, which is great because he got a red card because he's an idiot. Secondly, the goalkeeper that is starting is on loan from Man United to Newcastle. So we are playing against somebody that plays for Man United, which is hilarious. He's a great goalkeeper, but it's awesome. We can win our first trophy
You guys
since.
should you guys should take him off loan this like today.
No, we can't do that.
Be
Um, we
like,
can.
now he's your third string keeper
We're
against us.
playing. We're playing for our first trophy since 2017. Not only can we win that trophy and get some trophies back into our cabinet, which is great, we can still win a treble or a quadruple. It's not off the table. We win that. We have one down. We're still in the FA Cup tournament. That's two. That's an all English football league tournament. We're still in that. That's two. We win the Europa League, and boom, we've completed a treble already and haven't even thought about winning the Premier League yet, which we're only 5 fucking points behind in the Premier League. We could be the first ever English team to win a quadruple in a year that nobody expected us to do anything. I am so excited for this team with the way that this new coach is running this team. This team is playing out of its mind. I am so happy. I have never been more happy about these guys. They are fantastic. All I care about is honestly winning one trophy. Like if we can win one or two this year, if we win one, I'm super excited. Anything after one is just icing on the cake. But if we go and like win three, and then like last week of the Premier League, we are in competition to win the Premier League, I would cry. I would cry if we can win 2 to 4 trophies this year.
Let's hope Manchester isn't the new Philadelphia.
They won't be. They won't be. We have an opportunity. We are the only English team still capable of winning 4 trophies this year. There are still some that are capable of winning 3, which could very likely happen for like Man City could win the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League. They 100% could do that. Now, with this treble, is the Europa League as good as the Champions League? No. Do they still have great teams in it? Yes. It's because it's teams that don't make the Champions League. Clearly, because Man U and Barcelona are in there. Juventus is in the Europa. Ajax is in the Europa. It's great teams. Is it as cool as winning the Champions League? No. But can we still go and say, hey, we won 4 fucking cups this year? No other team can say that. The only other team that's gotten close in England was us in the 90s. So I just want to win 1 trophy. And I'm not even going to be able to watch the game on Sunday because I'm going to be in Disney World. I told Amy, I was like, you know, we think there's any chance that we could just chill in the hotel till about 2 p.m. that day? And that was a big no, but it's okay.
That was a big no.
It's fine. I'll watch it on my phone.
I'll throw one last little thing in there for NBA. It's not there's some news around the trade deadline. I'm happy for Russell Westbrook going to the Clippers. He said he's really excited to be a part of a team that feels like they want him, which is really important because I feel like the last couple seasons Westbrook's got a really bad rap. He went from being a back-to-back MVP within like 4 seasons being a bench point guard.
Yeah.
And everyone trashing him, which is terrible because Russell Westbrook's a great human, a really good basketball player. Flourished to the Lakers, he just didn't. I'm happy for him, and I hope the Clippers do pretty well and that he can integrate well into that team. Other good things to check out, I actually just pointed out highlights. So if you have any interest in basketball at all, without even watching a game, check out Klay Thompson's double dribble, which absolutely infuriated Anthony Davis. As it should, because it was very, in my opinion, very clear double dribble, but it's hilarious to watch it go down. And then you can go check out Joel Embiid's block on Ja Morant because that was phenomenal. Because Ja has either posterized or almost posterized most people in the paint that he's come up against this season. He went to try and posterize a different player, and Embiid comes from weak side and absolutely destroys his shot.
He does.
Great highlights to go check out.
Yes. No, they're great. Last thing I will say is, if y'all think soccer sports takes are annoying right now, which they're not because I'm super passionate about it, I'm sure you like to see me get heated. Baseball season starts next week, so get ready for some fun shit with that too. Spring training starts. I'm not huge into spring training. I think it's worthless because they play like 20 freaking games, which is stupid. But once baseball season kicks off in April, we got a lot of good sports coming up in the spring. Baseball kicks off, the Masters. Every year, Rick's not usually involved in this. I actually don't know if Rick has played this with us. Every year, a couple of our buddies would do a Masters pool tournament that Rick will definitely be in this year. That way we can talk about it on Slam's Fist Fact. We take one amateur, one past winner as our first drafts. As 2, we end up with 4 players. Then after the end of day 1, we take a player that is under par and a player that is over par. And at the end of the 4 rounds, we combine the total scores. Whoever wins some money. So it's a fun thing to play. It gets you more interested in golf than just watching the players play because you're cheering for a 19-year-old amateur that's like plus 17, wanting him to do well. That way you can try to win. But other than that, Rick, I think we're good. You're dunsies. Dude,
Yep.
It's been fun. Glad we got to do this on a Friday. Glad we get to put another episode out next week. Check out our Instagram, which is at Slams Fist Fact. Our TikTok, which is at Slams Fist Fact. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, great ideas, anything you want to see on the show, or if you want to be on the show, email us at slamsfistfact@gmail.com. We will answer. We'll get you on here. Our next recording will have a special guest that Rick doesn't know about yet, which is fun. And check out our Instagram because I'll be posting some Disney stuff while we're down there. Some Disney, definitely food. I'll be posting a bunch of good food pictures and everything. But other than that, everyone have a great day. Have a good weekend. Have a great rest of your week. Go out and take it by